Thank you, Lily-san. Good evening, my fellow Toastmasters and guests. At the end of the last year, I officially retired from a company where I had worked for 41 years. Just as people say, every day became a Sunday. I suddenly had more time than I had ever imagined. Yet, I had a long list of the things I want to do: traveling, reading, watching movies and kabuki, and learning new skills, so on. But even with all that free time, I sometimes found myself wondering, am I really living a meaningful life? I had time, I had ideas, but something was missing. So, Toastmasters, have you heard a saying, showing up is 80% of life? So one day, early this year, I joined the business English seminar. The instructor was giving a lecture about networking. And in the middle of his talk, he said something simple but powerful. Showing up is 80% of life. Showing up is 80% of life. This was originally stated by Woody Allen, as you may know, an American filmmaker, writer, and comedian, and known for his witty and sometimes neurotic style. The phrase struck me with implicating. What if life isn't only about achieving big things? What if it's more about simply being there? So making the effort, taking the first step, being present, even when you don't have a clear goal or a perfect plan. Given this, I considered my opportunities for showing up in my daily life after my retirement with all days as Sundays. Those are like these, for example, I pick up the trash with a local volunteer group, keeping the streets clean. I attend the interpreter workshops, brushing my skills as a national tour guide and a medical interpreter. I take early morning walks, feeding the chance of changes of seasons. I joined the Edo History Study Group, learning about old Tokyo. I listen to rakugo, enjoying laughter from traditional storytelling. I watch kabuki, amazed by the beauty of the Japanese performing arts. I write a daily to-do list with the 10 tasks, being or big or small. I try one new thing try every day to stay curious. And of course, I show up at the Oval Toastmasters meeting like today. So these may sound like small things, but showing up for them constantly has made my life feel full and also connected. The phrase showing up also reminded me of another powerful speech. In 2005, Steve Jobs gave his famous commencement address at Stanford University. At the end, he said, you cannot connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backward. That's exactly what I feel today. When I look back on the past few months, I see new connections from new people I've met, new ideas I've discovered, new possibilities opening up. Each time I showed up, I created a new dot, a conversation, a moment of running, and a small contribution. They may not be much yet, but someday they will connect. Let me tell you something more, you may not, about Steve Jobs. After Steve Jobs dropped out to college, he didn't leave the campus completely. He kept showing up to the classes that interested him. One of them was calligraphy. He learned about typography, spacing, and the beauty of fonts. And years later, those lessons shaped the design of the first Macintosh computer. Jobs said, if I had never dropped in one single course, the Mac would have never had multiple typefaces and proportionally spaced the fonts. So he had no idea that dots would connect. but showing up, you change the future technology and design. You see, showing up isn't just physical, it's a mindset. It means being open to life, open to learning, open to connection. So you don't have to be the smartest and you don't have to be the most prepared, and you just have to be there. So because when you show up, something begins to shift. So you give a chance to meet you. So now, in the new chapter of my life after retirement, I'm not trying to be busy for the sake of being busy. I'm not chasing big goals just to feel productive. Instead, I've made a small but powerful decisions uh, to keep showing up to communities, to study groups, to nature, to art, to people, to life, and of course, to Toastmasters. Because if showing up is 80% of life, then I want to live that 80% with intention, curiosity, and joy. And someday, I believe those will connect. Okay, thank you. Back to Toastmaster.